going live.
Well, looks like we're live.
Hey.
I'm typing furiously. Bradley, you want to do a quick introduction? I'm making sure people can post.
Are we live? Okay. It looks like we are, yeah. So, hey, everybody. This is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery. Today is August 28th, 2019, and we're kind of doing a dual webinar here where we're going to start with the RYS Academy anniversary update webinar, because I think it was, 3 or 4 years ago? I guess it was 4 years ago now that we first launched RYS Academy. And so today is really, this month is the anniversary month of it. So today we're going to be talking about that for the first hour. We've got Marco with us and Adam, obviously. And then in the second hour, we're going to just kind of transition right into Hump Day Hangouts. It just made it easier that way. So if anybody's watching this on any other page other than the Hump Day Hangouts questions page, I recommend you go over there, which is semanticmastery.com/HD questions. And that'll take you over to the Hump Day Hangouts page where you can ask questions and things like that for both this webinar as well as the following Hump Day Hangouts. So it's a little bit funky today, but we're going to be here for the next 2 hours. Let's put it that way. So what's up, Adam? How are you?
Good. Yeah, this is kind of a fun one for everybody. If you're there on the page and you're having trouble or you can't ask questions or whatever, yeah, head to Hump Day Hangouts page. I'm actually going to put a button on the page right now. So it'll say go to Hump Day Hangouts or HDHO. Click that, go over there. We got the same video going in both places. We just wanted to cover our bases, make sure that everyone could view it wherever you were at. So yeah, other than that, yeah, let's just roll into it.
Sweet. And then obviously Marco's even came with his camera on today, which is
hey, not only with my
and look at that shirt, looking good, man. And the sticker.
So,
I see that.
You know, Marco means business when he turns his camera on.
That's right.
So what's up, man?
Man, I'm feeling good because I was just thinking 4 years, man, almost to the day, because it's actually tomorrow, August 29th. I remember exactly where I was because we had problems with the webinar. And, but I mean, it was just meant to be, right? Just that day, it just so happened. I was at, I decided to take a few days off with my wife, and I was going to do the webinar from the hotel room thinking that we had great Wi-Fi, which we didn't. And so we had that whole fiasco, but just because the webinar didn't work doesn't mean that what we gave away that day didn't work and still isn't working. Here we are 4 years later and much longer, right? Since we started looking into this, man, but this is fun. I'm going to show a few things, a couple of things that we've shown. One thing that we said had not been shown, which isn't exactly true because we did show it to our Semantic Mastery Mastermind, but you people have to understand that membership has its privileges. Our mastermind gets everything first. They get everything offered first. They have first crack at everything that we do. And if you're on this webinar and you're looking to get on your path to POFU and you're having trouble, you're getting stuck, you need help, then the mastermind is the place to be, because that's the place where number one, you have access to all of us, almost direct access, because we're in there all the time answering questions and trying to help people out. But I mean, that's just the way it is. And this is kind of, this whole saga or this whole, I don't know what we'll call it, but Rank Your Shit Academy is part of my path to POFU, right? It's how I just decided to take things and how I was going to look to rank, really. I mean, and it's, you guys can watch the old webinars and understand what the story is, but I'm just happy that it turned out the way that it has, because it's just getting better. People are just getting better and better results with it. So, and that's what today is all about. Just telling people, this is how you do it now.
I remember the launch of this as well on 4 years ago, because Adam was off running in the woods somewhere. He had taken the weekend off and and he handles all the support stuff and and all that, and I haven't ever since we started, and I remember I had to field, like, I had to man the support desk all weekend long because it was a big launch, and somebody had to do it, and it was like incredibly stressful for me, and I was like, that's it, we're never launching another product on a Thursday or a Friday ever again.
Right
Lessons learned, important lessons.
Yeah. So anyways, so yeah, let's get right into it. I know you've got a couple things you wanted to share. We can talk about the results of Alpha Land Realty is right now with, pretty much all I've done is drive stacks and a handful of press releases. I know you've got other examples you're going to show, and then we've got some special, offers for everybody this afternoon as well. So stick around. And by the way, ask questions, like I said, on the Hump Day Hangouts page. Again, semanticmastery.com/HD questions is where you can go to ask questions concerning this, as well as Hump Day Hangouts, which is coming up in about an hour. All right. So Marco, it's on you, buddy.
So I was thinking people should just watch old webinars, right, to hear the story. But I think the story is really interesting because the story came about because of someone in our, let me see. I had already started playing with Google Sites when Dr. Gary started dropping documents in the Mastermind. I don't know if you remember that. He was just finding random stuff. And I said, hey, Doc, wait a minute. I need to talk to you. Because I had been looking at other things having to do with Google. And it just so happened that it just created a perfect storm. First of all, with a call that I had with Mike Pierce, where he was trying to automate G sites, and he was having G sites to Twitter, and he was having problems with it. And I said, well, I don't see why you can't. And so here we go. So I brought in Dr. Gary and I brought in a developer, and we said we need to get this so that we can get this RSS feed out and post into Twitter. But it was going to be done the IFTTT way, which is what we were doing IFTTT syndication back then, right? It was IFTTT SEO. And so it's Syndication Academy now, and it'll probably become another iteration, but that's another story. But it really came about because someone told me that you couldn't rank like you used to in the old days. And I said, well, I don't see why not. Ranking is the easiest part. It's always been easy for me to rank. And it's going down that rabbit hole, going in, because that's how I am. And I'll work night and day. I've said it before. Once I worked for about 30 days straight, where I would work for 3 days straight, crash for about 12, 14 hours, and then go back at it until I figured out what I was doing wrong. And it was something really simple, really stupid. But it took, rather than reach out for help, I figured it out. But I mean, this is the story. It's just being dogged, and it's just being, having that drive to work something out, and then in my mind putting it together to see how it would all flow, to see how it would all fit, to see how things could be made better, how we could push power, and how we could just make things rank. And back then we were ranking. I don't know if you remember that, because we did it live, rank an empty folder in a matter of seconds. But Google has been slowly taking away all of those things that made life really easy. Not that they've made it difficult, because it still isn't. We just train VAs. We do things the semantic mastery way, which is we create a process and a system that we can follow and that we know is repeatable and can get results, and then we turn it over to VAs, because there's no way that we want to spend all that time doing all that work. And so that's just what we did. And then what Dr. Gary and Gary Kerwin, who lives in the Isle of Man, by the way. So Doc, if you ever watch this, what's up? We miss you. Come back. But we just got together, and it was just a matter of, hey Doc, I have an idea. Let's try this. And it was Dr. Gary going and say, okay, so if we put this and this together, and this is what happens, and then we would gauge the results. And by May of, and if I can share my screen, let me just share. I'm going to share this one, and let me know when you can see it, and I'll just bring over. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, cool. So it was in May of 2015 that we had some semblance of what became Rank Your Shit Academy put together, and we shared it with you. And you went, and of course you're always gonna try to do it for yourself, because Rank Your Shit Academy, not somebody else's shit. But you did SEO Virginia, and to this day, from this IP, I'm using, by the way, Google.com, and I'm going through the US version of Google. And from my IP, it's the Google site, and it's your WordPress, and then a whole bunch of people who have been trying to take it down for the longest and can't.
For what, over 4 years now?
Well, you know, May 16th, 2015. This is when it was published to WordPress. And you know how Google says, well, you should have a fresh state, you should have this, you should have that. We violate all of the rules that you can possibly violate about SEO is how we do the RYS way. That's how we do it. And so here it is, right? We can flip it around. We can go, let's take a chance and go wider, right? Oh, Virginia SEO agency. And so people are running ads for it. So people are paying money for a reason, and there it is, right? It's the Google site. And you know, we can go Virginia SEO.
Virginia SEO is another one.
SEO Virginia SEO. I mean, just
and look, see how it brings my brand name in there too, and suggest.
So Big Bamboo benefits.
Yep.
From this search because Big Bamboo is related to it all. There's the Bradley Benner WordPress again. It's funny because it's all there. So that was the path. You tried it, and this isn't even a complete drive stack by any means.
It's horrid.
Of the imagination, right? Guys, go look at that. Go look at that site and go dig into that drive stack. Because what Bradley did was crap. What Bradley did on that G site was crap.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, to this day, there it is. Are you still getting calls for this, or are you no longer taking calls?
I still do. I still get leads from it. So
yeah, you have no choice because it's ranking, and people are going to find it. People are going to go, oh, who is this guy? Let me go find out. And so there you are, guys. You've seen this before. The one that we recently showed, and that I want to show you guys, which is part of this path. It's the path to POFU. And again, this is the Semantic Mastery way, and POFU Live 2019 is coming up in October. Guys, if you haven't bought your tickets, I suggest that you do it because we have limited seats and we keep it limited for a reason. We want to help as many people as possible. And if the group gets too big, there's no way that we could help everyone. But anyway, as I said, part of this is my path to POFU. My path to POFU involved getting screwed out of a check by, well, not getting totally screwed, but having Google stop my AdSense because they said it was click fraud. And my shit at that time was totally legit. I was just driving a ton of traffic. I was making a ton of money. And for some reason, they flagged my AdSense account, stopped my check. And no matter what I did, appeal or whatever, they know it's part of, they tried to say that it was part of a click farm. They couldn't justify it. Anyway, about, I don't know, a year and a half later, they did release my money, but they canceled my account. I couldn't get my AdSense account back. And it was ridiculous because it was totally legit. You could see purchases, you could see a whole lot of things that were happening through my account. So I didn't see how it got flagged for being illegitimate or not getting good clicks or click fraud, whatever you want to call it. And so I decided I had to get back at Google. And I'm still on that path. Part of my path to POFU is teaching people or helping people to rank in Google in spite of Google, or to rank in Google with Google. Because I mean, we found that this is just the simplest, the easiest way to get good rankings and to start making money. But let me, since we have it, let me just open up another one. All right, let me close that. Guys, look, I'm not signed in. It's a fresh tab, right? You can see it. So if I go here and look up DC plumber, now you might say that SEO Virginia is simple. It's easy. It's not competitive. Well, check out DC plumber, right? Go take a look. You see that Magnolia Plumbing is running ads for this. And then what you see here, and how do we know this is ours? Well, if you look in here on the website, you see sites.google.com. Click on that, take a look at the G site, go into the drive stack, and you'll see that this is one of ours. Now, what this is, and again, tons of interesting stories with RYS Academy and RYS Academy Reloaded. Because what we decided to do with this, when I was going to have Dedia power it up, these were my instructions to him, and I hope he's on to verify. Daddy, just blast it. What kind of link should I use? I don't care. Contextual or GSA? Let's go GSA. No filters. Just blast the. I'm gonna say it, just blast the fuck out of it. Those were my instructions to him. He was left to do whatever he wanted, and so what we ended up with when those links were indexed was a bunch of porn links in what do you call it, in Search Console. Now, if you guys remember, this would be over 2 years ago, because RYS Academy Reloaded was celebrated during the 2nd anniversary of RYS Academy. But it was over 1 million links, porn, and at that time Google was killing that type of link building. Google was saying that type of link building was not allowed. It was just totally illegitimate. They could tell it was unnatural. You would get penalties for unnatural link building, for just a million things. They were killing the blog networks and the PBNs and all this shit. And in the middle of all that, we hit a drive stack and a G site. Well, it also got some press releases, by the way, if I remember correctly, from Press Advantage. It's one of the services that's available in our mgyb.co store, but we're still using Press Advantage. He was using Press Advantage back then. But this was hit with 1 million links unfiltered, so that Google indexed porn. And Rob will be the first one to tell you that he couldn't have his family around when he was checking the links that this thing was getting, because some of those you didn't want anybody to see much. You didn't want to see them. Right? Seriously, it was that kind of garbage. But here we are, over 2 years since this test was run, and look, it's still there. It has a G site that as the money site. So this tells you what the power is, and that you can actually use a G site as a money site. Let me tell you what happened when we ran that test and we hit this with 1 million links. That plumber, in case you haven't heard the story, but that plumber had to take one of his phones off the hook, and he told Rob, can you please stop some of these calls, because I'm getting too many. I can't handle all of the calls that I'm getting. And so what a perfect scenario, right? And if you were a client and you got these kind of results, what I'd be thinking is, I need to hire someone to answer my phone, and I need to put some ads out so I can hire some people and make more money. This guy, I don't know what his problem is, but he just wasn't on a money-making kind of mindset. He should have been. He didn't pay me for consultation, so I'm not going to tell him what to do. I don't care. The results were there. The results are still there. Interestingly enough, Plumber in DC, and I'll take a look at that in a second, but you see DC Plumber LLC, and as we go down from my IP again, now, if you know anything about RYS Academy and RYS Academy Reloaded, you know that this is ±3. So this G site can actually be number 1, or it could be number 6. But look, it's Yelp, Angie's List, and the G site. That's how much trust and authority this website has accrued from having something done 2 years ago, which is another reason why Bradley's G site is still ranking to this day. It's the trust and authority that it accrues over time from art, activity, relevance, trust, and authority, right? So then it's Home Advisor. John C. Flood is another one. Now look, Plumber in DC is the other one that we did, but with a TLD, a top level domain, the .com. Now Magnolia Plumbing is paying for ads, but here they are below us. Then you see Roto-Rooter and Spartan Man and Len the Plumber, just all of these heavy hitters in the Washington DC area. But here, look, 2 out of the 3 results, they have to come to us.
My IP is in Virginia, so it's more local. It's right outside of DC, and I'm looking at my screen and I'm seeing DC Plumber LLC number 1 in the maps pack, and Plumber in DC number 2. But I also see this pretty much the exact same organic results that you're seeing, which is interesting.
Okay, again, it could be ±3, right? But the interesting thing is that The relationship between these two, the G site, the plumberindc.com, and here, this relationship and the power that they're accruing, activity, again, art. I can't say enough about the art of art. And yes, I stole that from Sun Tzu. He's dead. I don't care. The art of war, right? The art of art, activity, relevance, trust, and authority. If you don't think that trying to rank online is war, then you're in the wrong business. I treat this, I treat everything that I take on as a war. It's me against whoever. Right now I'm at war with Google. Of course, I'm a little guy and they don't care. If they ever take a look my way, they'll probably squash me. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take them for as much as I can. And so here it is, right? And so just going a little bit further, and I'll just open a new tab, right? We can go plumber in DC. Now, the interesting thing about this is, again, you see that, okay, so I'm getting the results that Bradley was getting. Plumber in DC, number 1, DC plumber, number 2, then we go, number 3. Guys, exact match domains are alive and well. You just have to do a really good job at branding. You have to do a really good job at entity, what we call entity validation, creation, validation, right? And then solidification. You have to solidify your entity, but you know, there it is, plumber in DC. What you do have to be careful with is how you structure your URLs. Unless you're accruing so much activity, relevance, trust, and authority that Google overlooks how you structure your, Google overlooks everything once you have the art of art in play and you have a solidified entity. Plumber in DC is an entity, not an exact match domain. That's the name of the company. That's why Google is treating it this way. And so again, the G site is right below it. And look, Home Advisor, John C. Flood. There's another one, Expertise, Magnolia, paying for, you know, I guess they have to pay for ads to make some money. But look, Roto-Rooter, again, Len the Plumber. These are the heavy hitters in the Washington, D.C. area. Anyone from Washington, D.C. will know, if you're in the plumbing business, who the heavy hitters are. And Plumber in D.C. and D.C. Plumber are heavy hitters in the industry. Now, let me continue the story, because one of the biggest questions that we've gotten is, and we still get it to this day, is does RYS Academy, or does RYS Academy Reloaded only apply for local? Well, as Bradley has said before, most of the people that are in Semantic Mastery and in our mastermind and in our groups are the local crowd. Maybe it's because of the way that we've approached ranking. Maybe it's because of Bradley's local background, where most of his lead gen and most of his clients were local. For whatever reason, that's just the way that it happened to be. But I've been saying since the inception of RYS Academy and RYS Academy Reloaded that local is totally relative. It's relative to whatever it is that you're trying to do. Your local is wherever it is that you're working, whatever niche you're working in. It just so happens that one of them has a geo modifier, for example, Virginia SEO, or plumber in DC, DC plumber. And the other ones, like widgets, for example, it won't have a modifier because that's the keyword. It's widgets. And I'll show you in a second what it is that we're going to do. Let me go pull up the image in the screen. Are you seeing this? Yes. All right, cool. So this is the movement that this got in a 7-day period. And guys, this is a keyword. I cannot show the niche that this is in because it's an active client. And it was just, it's unfortunate, but some of you will go and try to spam these. I should just reveal it, because even if you spam it, you're only going to help it, because it has the SEO Shield. It has RYS in place. At any rate, this got a drive stack as part of the strategy, a syndication network. And then it got 50,000 tier 1 links, right? They were contextuals, Web 2.0 contextuals, with 230,000 GSA tier 2 links. So the tier 2 links were going in, the GSA links were going into the Web 2.0 contextuals, which were going and getting filtered through the SEO Shield, through the Drive Stack and the G site, and then they were going to the destination. And it's at number 16 right now for the top market level keyword. Now, if you guys, this is a top market level keyword, and Jeffrey Smith does a really good job in SEO Ultimate Bootcamp of helping you identify your top market level keywords. Then if you need subcategories or where you have additional market level keywords, which can actually create buoyancy for the top market level keyword. I mean, he just does a monster job of teaching you on page and how to identify the market, how to identify the keywords, how to work the keywords out. Our keyword research, deep keyword research, in fact, was modeled after Jeffrey Smith's market training, right? Where he teaches you how to go in and research the market. And you know, he calls it SEO Ultimate Bootcamp for a reason. He's at war too, right? He sees what he's doing as a war. If you're not, again, if you don't see this as a war, where we go and we win battles with the ultimate object of winning the war, then again, you're in the wrong industry, in the wrong business. But this, we hit number 16 after 5 weeks for the top market level keyword, and this isn't finished. This will have an update in a few weeks once it gets some embeds and once it gets some link building. But what I can tell you about this is the approach that was used. And let me pull this up. Now this is in my personal drive, so I'm not gonna step out into my drive, but I have a folder in here that's called widgets, right? This is my top market level keyword. This is the toughest keyword that I'm trying to rank for, what my market identifies. Now, if we follow Bruce Clay's training, we'll know that it's yellow, red, and green widgets that comprise the 3 silos in this strategy. But what was done with this, of course, that this then, when you go into new, this will get a Google Doc, and this will get a Google Sheet and a Google Slide, and it'll get Google Forms, drawing, maps. It'll get a G site with everything embedded on it, and it'll get some additional properties that we're using within Google in here. And everything that we create in here will be relevant to this top market level keyword and to the entity that you've created for this top market level keyword. So this is actually going to be a branded stack. Now we could go here and rename it, because this is Wile E. Coyote. We'll go Acme. Acme, I can't type right now. I'm too excited. Acme Widget Company, okay? So this is actually the name of our company, Acme Widget Company. And in here, everything will include the brand plus keyword. All of the keywords that we can find for this will go in here. And what we'll do is, after we've done all of this, we'll have 3 silos. And we're going into here and create new folder. And one folder is going to be green. And yes, you can duplicate your top market level keyword inside there. And then it'll be a new folder, red, widgets, and so on. However many colored widgets you have, however many silos you're going to prepare. Inside each one of these, you're going to have, again, from the main drive stack, all of the folders and files, but in here, it's going to be totally related to green widgets only. It can include the company, Acme Widgets, green widgets. You can totally do it. You can totally get away with this inside here. But the point being that everything that you create inside this green widgets gets embedded into a Google site inner page titled, again, green widget. You keep the relevance, complete, yes, exact match. So you're gonna have an inner page called green widgets. And then from that, you're going to have a page on your website, right? For your Acme Widget Company, you're going to have an inner page that's called green widgets. It's going to totally match whatever you've done in here, or the opposite. If you already have your green widget page on your money site, you're going to mirror it, you're going to theme it or copy it, clone it. You can call it whatever you want. It's going to be the same, the exact same as you have on your website, or everything that you have in here will be on your website, except remember, on your website, you have to be a little bit more careful with how you structure your URLs and with your keyword density. That's the only issues that you can run into. But in here, in your green widgets, once you get everything that links out is going to be to your money site's green widget page, not the home page. So that when you drive link building for green widgets, everything is going to flow into that page. And what that's going to do is it's going to push everything up for that top level category. And since you're targeting that top level category, it's going to pull up all of the long tail keywords, right? All of the guys, we're not bottom feeders. We don't just want the long tail keywords. That's for rookies. That's for noobs. You guys should be, since you have RYS Academy, you have access to it, or you have a way to get us to do it for you. You don't have to be a bottom feeder anymore. You don't have to only think about long tail keywords. You can actually think about the top market level keyword. And the companies that we're going after here, I revealed this to the guys, to my partners, Walmart, Amazon, Home Depot, you name it. Those are all the companies that are spending millions of dollars in marketing, companies that are spending millions of dollars online. And this is being done with about $1,000 budget. Imagine that. You can number 16, right? Number 16, second page, 6th position for about $1,000. I'm not saying that it'll be the exact same for everyone, because each niche and each top market level category can behave a little bit differently. But if you push enough power, if you push enough press releases, link building, embeds, and link building, and you filter it the way that I've shown you here, which is a complete exact copy of whatever the money site page is, and with everything inside the relevant folder, all of the files in here, all of the links will only be dedicated to green widgets. And as you build this out, and as you go further into green, yellow, black, blue, pink, whatever, you'll find out that as you create folders and you power up those folders, it'll help the additional folders. The power, the activity, relevance, trust, and authority that you're accruing inside these folders becomes ridiculous. It goes almost to what we were doing before, where you pop a blank folder in there, and the next thing you know, it's ranking, and you have no idea why. Well, it's everything that you did previous to that flows into that folder, even though it's not really linked to anything, but it's drawing off of all of the rest of the power that was done for this. And that's what I have for you guys today. I mean, it's really an anniversary. I don't want to pitch to you guys. I know that we have coupons and we'll probably have questions or whatever, but what you should get out of this, right? It's RYS Academy is not just local. It's not just affiliate. You can go after anything, and we've used it to tackle. I mean, you see it. You cannot say that DC plumber is an easy keyword to go after. It's in a major market with a whole bunch of companies that have been around for a very long time, and they're spending a whole lot of money, and we're doing it for a fraction of the budget that they're doing it. And if you dedicate the time and effort that it takes to do this, then there's no question in my mind that you guys can do this, but it does take work and it does take dedication. And if you guys don't want to spend the time and effort that it takes, you have two choices, right? You can just fuck off and go your way, because you're not going to get results no matter what you do, or you can get us to do it for you, and we'd be more than happy to. And I'm going to leave you with that message. Questions?
You have to look at the HD questions box on, You know what I'm talking about on the Hump Day Hangout page. I'm trying to get the presentation slide up with the links for the and coupon codes for the done for you services and stuff.
All right, let me see if I can
So let me
pull it up.
I've got a couple here. Should I just from the YouTube page before we paste the link in there? You want me to just post them on the Hump Day Hangouts page, and we'll
yeah, you can do that. I'm just going to put them up on screen. So
Okay, so Austin, I think Austin safe links. I wonder if these are RYS related or Hump Day Hangouts.
I think he's asking about running safe links into a drive stack, which is be fine, right?
Yeah, but you don't have to. We have a Dedia.
It's true.
We have Dedia. I mean, he knows exactly what to do. He's been with us with Bradley for about 6 years, maybe more, and
Seven.
with us.
Since 7 years now.
With us since the inception of what became Semantic Mastery. I mean, he's been with us that long, and he knows exactly what it is that we need him to do. He runs his own agency. It's not that he works for us, but we feel like he's just a part of us. He's in our mastermind. He's in RYS Academy. He's everywhere. And so if you need to know what you need done, it's really simple. And guys, we do offer link building packages in mgyb.co, but don't think that you can rank for the top market level keyword with a basic link building run. Right? Listen to the amount of links, to the number of links that I've mentioned during this webinar, right? 1 million for DC Plumber, and I think 280,000 for this the e-commerce that Dedia is working on, right? It's a case study. It's an ongoing case study where he'll keep sharing the results of what he's doing according to the training in RYS Academy Reloaded. Safe links. So one more question. Can I use Money Robot to send links to drive stacks along with press releases? I don't use Money Robot. Any of you guys use Money Robot? Because I don't. Again, we have a Dedia.
I do not. I don't run any link building tools at all because of I haven't had to since 2012.
Right. Why? All right. So the next one is from Jay. Well, if you were to use a G site as your money site and point the rubbish links to it, would you ensure that the G site is in a different brand from your normal one? If you have a normal one? No, because the whole point the whole point of having a drive stack and G site is that they filter everything so that we can't shoot porn links through it and have them come out pristine. So listen, the whole point, don't think that you're just gonna go and get 10 million porn links from Fiverr and everything's going to be fine, because I can't account for that, right? The whole point of that 1 million link test was to prove that Google will take anything. So if it did that with porn links, I've always said, imagine what it will do with quality links. And here you have it. This is what was it's e-commerce, and again, Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, and I can't remember the rest of them, but it's all the big wigs for e-commerce, and we're after them. And these are the results. This is what happens with quality. Now, if you want quantity and if you want garbage, do it at your own risk. We were willing to risk everything in DC Plumber. Now, sometimes if you just step back a second, because you don't need to test, we've done all the testing for you. You step back, you breathe, and you say, well, crap. If I send 5 million crap links and it can work, what if I send 1 million high quality backlinks to it? What's going to happen? Well, here's what happened when we tried it. And this is 280,000 something links, give or take 10K. This is what can happen. And this is in a 7-day span, right? You can see it, the type of movement that it got. All right. Clickstar says, what's the major difference between Mastermind and RYS Reloaded? Basically, how much training is offered inside the Mastermind in relation to drive stacks? Are we just trained on the extras when it comes to stack building, and main training is inside RYS? I'm interested in learning how to grow stacks and make them stronger. I don't intend on ever building them from scratch. I prefer to purchase my MGYB, basically because I feel my team just won't create these accounts as well as MGYB. Thank you. Basically, I can't afford both. Well, if you're just going to purchase Drive Stacks from mgyb.co, then where you can get the most help is in, of course, the Semantic Mastery Mastermind, because we've been telling people how to add depth and breadth to the stacks. I just showed you in a very quick example of how that's done. I mean, but we help you with how to create your silos the right way so that link juice flows the right way and it comes back up and it never gets stuck anywhere. You keep your juice flowing correctly. We teach you all that inside the mastermind. We help you grow your business inside the mastermind, so you don't have to think, well, where should I budget my money? We want you making so much money that you don't have to make those decisions. You just go and hire somebody else and you make more money, and then you go and hire somebody else and you make more money. You do it the Semantic Mastery way, which is train, apply, make money, hire a VA, lather, rinse, repeat. Bradley, were you gonna add something to this?
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, yeah, I agree that, you know, if all you're gonna want is information about RYS stuff, then, you know, joining RYS Academy would work for you. However, there's, you know, a lot more to the mastermind than just RYS stuff is the point. You know, we talk about all aspects of SEO and PPC and growing a business and dealing with clients and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it depends on what it is you're looking to do. If you've got all your other shit handled and all you need is information on Drive Stack stuff, then yeah, RYS Academy would be the way to go. But if you want ongoing, like, support essentially and access to all of us, as well as a lot of our members that are incredibly, you know, we've got a lot of really savvy individuals in our mastermind as well, then that's your better option, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, he's saying that he doesn't intend on building them. He's just going to purchase them.
Right.
But then, you know, how are you going to use them? You do get a black book when you order them from MGYB. You know, you get the done for you users guide. Excuse me. You get the done for you users guide, right? And so that's the way to go. The way to go is always the mastermind, because that, again, you guys get everything first. You guys get a coupon code for our RYS Academy that's not available to anybody else. I mean, we give all of the benefits to the mastermind. Oh God, I should have shut this down. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, let me see, from Jay via
Yeah,
YouTube.
that was the same question we already answered, which was about links. And then there's one from Steve via YouTube. He says, I love G sites, but I've had 3 G sites suspended that I was using as money sites in a foreign language. I have no idea why they got suspended, but that's made me hesitant to use as a money site.
You know, the only time I've had G sites suspended is one, when I ran the script in too many folders, the RYS script. That's one. And let's see. Oh, and 2, when I tried to what do you call it, redirect a page, when I tried to meta refresh from a form on the G site to a form on a money site, or vice versa, right? Just redirecting any page on your G site to a form on any other site or any other place, that's grounds for Google to think that you're phishing. And so just don't meta refresh. If you're using meta refresh, and you don't know how to use it correctly, then don't. Other than that, I mean, we've done foreign language. I've done Spanish. I've done French. We tried Norwegian, and it got to ranking, but you know, the guy just never came through with giving me the information that I needed, so I couldn't continue with it. But we tried all kinds of foreign languages. In
his question, he mentions using it as a money site, but what about instead of, I mean, you could use a self-hosted site as your money site, and then use the RYS and the G site to push power into your money site, which is what most people will do when they have a money site anyways, a self-hosted money site.
Well, that's how we teach it.
Right.
We teach you to push power to the money site, to whatever the money site is. So yeah, it can even be a free WordPress site, whatever your money site is. It doesn't really matter. The fact that we use a G site, and look at how long it's been around. DC Plumbers, 2 years. Bradley's, no, yours is a TLD, right?
Which one?
For your Virginia SEO?
Well, no, I mean, no, I'm using the G's. The G site's what's ranking,
Okay.
but I do but Big Bamboo Marketing ranks on page 1 for most of those keywords as well, somewhere on page 1, even though it was, like if you take a look at my top level domain, it's a 1-page site. It's not even SEO'd. It's just a single page site. So it's kind of funny that it actually does push that much relevance into that page too.
So, I mean, I had gotten totally away from WordPress sites, just totally. I was going with the GMB business site and with G sites as the money site. Now with this land deal that we're working, I'm back again in WordPress, but that's because it just makes it simpler for what I'm trying to do, not because I don't want to use a drive stack for G site. As a matter of fact, guys, anything that we do, and I know Bradley does the same thing. This is the order of operations is as follows. Build the website. Once you build the website, order a syndication network. And then once that syndication network comes back, order the drive stack. Once that's all together, press release stack. And what I mean by press release stack is around 4 or 5 press releases, because the magic happens sometime after 3. Don't know why. Could be the sandbox. It could be whatever. But 4 or 5 press releases. Siloed the semantic mastery way, the way that we teach it. And then after that, it's Dedia time. It's Dedia's time to come and hammer the press releases, the drive stack, the G site. And since tier 1 branded, or your Syndication Academy network, is going to be included in the drive stack build, that's all going to benefit from the link building. But that's the order of operations. I mean, that's the way that all of you should be thinking about building everything out, because you're reinforcing the entity. And I just showed how important it is to become an entity, to become a trusted and authoritative website in the niche, so that you can get away with those exact match domains. That's the type of power that you can push when you do things. When you do the do, we do. Don't do the do, you do. Because if it was working the way that you wanted it to, you wouldn't be here in the first place, looking to us to help you, right? So do the do, we do, please. Do it as we tell you to do it, because that's the way that we get results. It's not the right way. It's not the best way. It's not the only way. It's our way. And it's the way that we've found how to get the best results for whatever it is that we're doing. Once you accomplish that, and once you're making money, and once you have some free time, then by all means, kick back, go test, try it another way, try it your way. But don't do that until you're making money and you've tried things our way. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So we have more.
We have another question that came through. I don't know why I can't see any questions that are going through the Discuss app, guys. If you're on
Refresh. Refresh the.
No, they're not showing for me. That's what I told you that we've had problems with the Discuss app on a ClickFunnels page, and so for some reason all I can see is Adam's comments, and that's it. Anyway,
I'm not in ClickFunnels. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
HD.
Well, that's still a ClickFunnels page, but anyways, I'm talking about the RYS Academy webinar page, Marco. But anyway, that said, I can see them via email. And Ernest asks, can you point the RYS stack to both the GMB and your money site? Of course you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
What I call the drive stack and G site, that's my SEO shield. That's what protects me from all of the bad things that can happen if I'm using a TLD. If I'm going directly to a TLD, now I'm bound by a whole different set of algorithms, right? And algorithmic penalties that I can incur if I'm not careful. Or I can just say, well, screw it. I'm gonna do my drive stack and G site, hammer that, and filter that over to whatever. It could be your GMB. It could be a post in your Google My Business. It could be the map. It could be anything you want anything that you want to receive power, and anything you want to see pushed up in the rankings. Maybe it's something that you need to push up so that it filters power somewhere else. The possibilities, when you really start thinking about this, they're endless. And that what I tell my coaching students, my consultation clients is, don't ever put yourself in a box so that you only apply one method, so that you're only thinking about one way that you can do things. True problem solving comes when you can approach things from different ways, from different ideas, from different concepts, and you apply those until you find the best one, which is what we've been doing. And let me see, Gabriel. Gabriel says, too bad this stuff doesn't work anymore, guys. And he winks. Yeah, doesn't work. Move on. What's the best way to use press releases outside the US? We don't have anything similar to Press Advantage in Brazil. Keep it up in POFU. Well, POFU you too.
Jeremy says that you can use Press Advantage in Brazil. Jeremy's on with us, and he's the developer behind Press Advantage, so he would know.
Yeah. Can you point? There's that same question again. Can you point an RYS tag at both the GMB and the money site?
Yeah, apparently somebody posted it over here too, which was good.
Okay.
The next one was, do you have a website or company you recommend for a real estate agent, or what features should we look for to implement the battle plan, syndication, RYS stacks, and PR when choosing a real estate website vendor? My opinion on that would be, any sort of real estate website vendor that, or platform that you want to use that allows you to do, editing fairly easy. That's as far as, selecting one that would work well with any of our products and what we expect, how we would put a SEO plan together. It really shouldn't matter. And the reason I say that, and as I know firsthand, is right now I've got a real estate business and that I just started a few months ago, and I'm in the #2 position for the state of Virginia for my top market keyword. And all I have is a ClickFunnels landing page. So it's not even a full-blown website. Like, it's a landing page, period. One-page website with some text on it, but that's it. It's not Uber optimized or anything like that. And I'm in the #2 position. And I started this business, 4 months ago? And it's all because of exactly what we're talking about here. I had a syndication network built, then a drive stack built. I've done about 5 or 6 press releases, and that's all that I've done. And I'm ranked #2 for my top level keyword, and then also ranked for various other keywords, but my top level keywords ranked #2. And again, that's a single page website. So the point is, as long as you can edit some of the elements and it's easy for you to work with, it really shouldn't matter as long as you do all the off-page stuff that we do. Now, that said, it's a little bit different when you're working with real estate companies, depending on what type of keywords you're targeting, because now Marco's going to tell you, you can still do it. You can still get results, even if you're battling big name brands like Weichert and Long and Foster and things like that, because you can still do it. It's just the amount of effort or money that you really put into it to make it happen. But just know that when you're competing with some of those really aged and authoritative websites, then it does make it a little bit more difficult. You're not going to rank overnight. I can tell you that. What do you have to say about that, Marco?
Power. If you have a real estate company, and you're looking for someone, it's someone who can deliver power. And it actually depends on your budget. Think of the people that you're going up against and the type of money that they're spending. Now, we've shown that you can get away with it, that you can get away with a smaller budget. But in the end, you want to rank for multiple keywords, multiple variations of the keyword. And that's going to take doing the same thing over and over and over for each top market level category. So if you have 5, you're looking at doing what we did, expanding that drive stack, right? Both horizontally and vertically. You have to expand it, and then you have to hit each one so that the money site benefits. Now, also, your on-site SEO on the money site has to be right for the link juice to flow the way that it's supposed to. if it's stuck at any point in the process, you're not going to get the same benefit, and you're not likely to outrank any of these bigwigs. So you're gonna be stuck bottom feeding, and the money that you might have to spend, it may not be worth going up against these people, because the ROI just won't be there. If the ROI, I mean, if whatever you're going to spend can just if the ROI can justify whatever it is that you're going to spend, then by all means, you need to go ahead and invest, because it's an investment rather than an expense. And a lot of people don't look at things that way. You know, you have to view it. How much am I going to invest in my business so that I can make 2 or 3 times the return on investment to justify whatever it is that I'm going to invest? Because that's the same approach that you take when you put money into the stock market, when you spend money in gold, wherever it is that you're going to move your money. You're always going to be looking for ROI. You don't want to put $100,000 down if you're going to get a 1.5% return annual. That's ridiculous, right? Who wants to do that? You can have the money working somewhere else. 1.5, it's the same thing. It's an investment.
Dude, you got to, and Daniel Cook mentions in the YouTube chat box, because I'm kind of trying to monitor multiple pages and chat boxes right now. He says, I ranked a G site for Costa Rican cat poop coffee internationally. It didn't last long, but I made a boatload of money that year. I thought you were being a smartass, Daniel. So I went and searched Google for Costa Rican cat poop coffee, and that's a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a real thing. And
yes.
So, like, I don't think he was being a smartass at all.
And not only Costa Rican cat poop, but there's some kind of animal in Indonesia that also poops.
I'll be damned. I honest to God, I was getting ready to be like, Daniel, don't be a dick, but
yeah, I've got to get on the let's get on the coffee poop conversation. There is one in Indonesia. I've got to look that up. It's like a lemur or something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey guys, should we take we got any last minute things we need to cover before we roll into Hump Day Hangouts here?
We have one last question on the page.
We posted the links. Maybe we can post them again for the specials. Let me put this slide up just for a minute, guys, so I can just talk through this real quick. All right. Anybody mind? You don't mind if I take the screen, do you, Marco?
No, go ahead.
All right. I'm going to take it. All right, guys, let me know when you're seeing my screen.
Yeah.
Shit, here we go. This is what I was looking for. All right. So there is the links, guys. We posted them in the chat box. We'll post them again. Adam, if you can do that. RYS Reloaded, if you guys want to jump in on it, you can save $1,500 right now, which is, that's a hell of a lot off of RYS Academy Reloaded, or by using that coupon code special RYS Reloaded, or if you want to opt for the 2-pay option, it's special RYS Reloaded 2 for the 2-pay option. Okay. So if you guys want to jump in on that, to get the training and all of that on how to build these and all the additional training that goes along with it, there you go. Now, if you
hang on a second. It's not only the training, because you get access to Rob and me.
Correct.
In the Facebook group, and you can ask us questions, and we can get really deep into whatever it is that you're doing with RYS.
And then as far as if you just want to purchase the Done For You drive stacks, then we're actually offering 35% off any RYS drive stack for the next 48 hours with the coupon code STACKS35 off. So again, that's at our mgyb.co store. Just click on RYS drive stacks, and then you can order them and use STACKS35 off to get 35% off any drive stack orders for the next 48 hours. Okay. So with that said, yeah, guys, I mean, it's crazy. I was just pointing out that here's that top level keyword for my new real estate business. And it's my site, which is just a single page, and we're going to get into Hump Day Hangouts, but this is just a single page landing page on ClickFunnels, guys. There's not a ton of content on it. And this is ranked number 2. And it started ranking in the top 3 within the first 2 months, really. It's been about 4 months now. And it's in number 2 position. This guy right here has been working on his, he's got a national site, and he's been working on it for several years. So it may take a little longer to get above him, but it's crazy because I'm not kidding. Just as we were on this webinar today, just now, I'm looking at my phone because I've got a notification that I just got another lead from Google for this land business for a property that The guy says he thinks it's worth 29,000 and he's only asking 9,000. So that's a really good land lead. And it came, one of the questions on my form is, where did you hear about us? And it says right here, and he selected Google, or his name's William. So he selected Google as the source. And so it's crazy because I'm getting leads from this one-page landing page from Google all the time. And it was, it's a very young site. In other words, it's not aged or anything else. And all I did was apply the exact same principles that we teach you guys in RYS and Syndication Network, or Syndication Academy, and the Mastermind and all of that. It's the exact same stuff. We practice what we preach. So